What's up? What's up? What's up, good people? Good to see y'all back.
We are live.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
We are live. We are just sharing this amazing video. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining another episode of Couples in Business. And we say welcome to each of you couplepreneurs. And we're just going to give it 1 second for us to share the videos and get them on the timelines. Make sure that you, as a couplepreneur, if this is your first time joining us, give us a 1 in the comments.
1.
And what was 2? I always forget to
replay.
No, all right. Anyway, give us a 1 in the comments if this is your first time tuning in to Couples in Business, and let us know where this video is reaching you. And we're gonna get started in just a moment. Just give us a moment to get the social media, all that stuff wrapped up. 1 second. And how do I see comments? Do we have any viewers? It looks like we have 6 people. So let us know. It looks like there's 6 people so far. Let us know where you are chiming in from. Where do you see this video? Where is this popping up? Where do you live? All right, I got it shared on mine.
All right.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right. So this is the 6th episode of Couples in Business. We are the Jacksons, and we've been here. This is the what?
Nothing.
Oh,
When you said that, I just did like a turn the head and a quick smile.
Oh, okay. We are the Jacksons. We're here with our family, the Anthonys and the Sierras. And again, we're just here to share the good, bad, and the ugly. We are happily married couplepreneurs with all kinds of challenges, right? But these challenges we're here to share with you today. We actually posted a couple questions, and we're going to take one of those questions. So make sure you chime in terms of which question you would want us to discuss this week. And in the meantime, I'm going to hand it over to the Anthonys, let them introduce themselves.
Hold on, wait a minute.
What?
Time out. What is your name?
I said we're the Jacksons.
You said we're the Jacksons, but I mean, what is your full name?
Here we go with this already.
Man.
My name is Angela
Thank
Jackson. You. I am Angie. Clearly, everyone needs an Angie in their life.
Okay, my name is Daryl Jackson. What's your hashtag?
I said everybody needs an Angie.
You did?
In their life.
All right, this is Daryl Jackson. Because Daryl said so. I wanted her to repeat that again because everyone does need an Angie in their life. Okay,
on that note, the Anthonys, you're up.
What's up, family? We are so happy to be back with you guys live and direct. As you can see, we are a little chocolatized today. We spent last week in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico.
Yay.
My father for his 70th birthday. He had a great time. He was happy that his family was able to go down there with him. And obviously, we were happy to be there. So we are just glad to be back home, be back on the set of Couples in Business, ready to talk this good stuff. What's up with you, babe?
Hey, everybody. We are so happy to be back. I'm Elana Anthony, affectionately known as the Fitness Evangelist. And I'm just grateful to be a part of this wonderful opportunity to share about couples in business and to be aligned with these amazing couples right here. Affectionately known.
Awesome. Okay, and the Sierras.
Well, what you got on your hand?
And just so y'all know, Jason and I did not plan this. Y'all
left Daryl out. Y'all wrong.
This is just 2 minds thinking alike, 2 great minds. You know what I mean?
Wait,
so,
I was
here's to you.
Y'all know how they say if you're wearing the same outfit, y'all going to Great America? Y'all ever heard that before?
Just after
going to Great America.
That's too funny.
Hello.
All right,
Hi, guys.
How we doing out there? We are the Sierras. Hashtag too much. Please do not forget the hashtag. As usual, you know, we here. We ready. We willing. We able. Today we ain't gonna do no ugly. I think we're gonna stay pretty today. But that's just the type of mood I'm in. I'm in a pretty mood today. I ain't in an ugly mood today.
Oh, naturally.
Uh-oh.
He unmuted you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Nicole Sierra just being naturally Nikki. That's my hashtag. That's my new hashtag. Naturally Nikki.
Nice. Give me a hashtag.
Marcus, you gotta.
Nah, I'm gonna figure one out though. I'll have me one by next week. That's my homework.
I'm sure that sounds good. Sounds good. All right, so I put 3 questions out there. I don't know if anybody got a chance to see them, but I need you to weigh in. Give us well, now this, you're gonna have to pick 1, 2, or 3. So the first questions, and the couples can weigh in because I just picked them real quick. So we'll see. All right. If you had to choose one thing that you think you are the best in the world at, what would that be? That's going to be a challenging one because most of us, we think of other people. We don't think we're the best in the world doing anything because we're such perfectionists, most people, and we are our greatest critics. So we'll see. The other one is, what do you consider to be success as an entrepreneur? And the third question is, name one thing you do every day to grow as an entrepreneur. So those are the 3 things. Let's see, do we have any comments?
Because this is probably delayed a couple seconds, maybe. Have to just give them a chance to hear the questions out. So
okay, so I'll repeat them.
I don't see anyone chiming in yet.
Okay, I'll repeat them. If you had to choose one thing that you think you're the best in the world at, what would that be? What do you consider? That's number 1. Number 2 is, what do you consider what do you consider to be success as an entrepreneur? And number 3 is, name one thing you do every day or try to do every day to grow as an entrepreneur. So
Sylvia put 3.
Sylvia put 3. Okay, let's just get a couple more people to chime in. And you guys, we can chime in too. I'm not biased at all. So I can pick one. You can pick one. What do you think?
Wow. Those are 3 good questions. I kind of like the first one.
Okay. All right. Who else? Nicole, what do you think? Why is this on?
The success as entrepreneurs.
Okay, so what do you consider? I'm not. So you mute yourself. Okay, good. What do you consider to be success as an entrepreneur? That's the one. All right, number 2. All right, we got a couple people chiming in for number 3. What about you guys, Anthony's?
Me myself, I like the what do you consider success as an entrepreneur? That's a good question. What about you?
Well, definitely don't like the first one. I don't know if any of us thinks we're the best in the world at anything other than I'm the best in the world at being me. Can't nobody be me like me. The other ones are good. I like the one about success too. What you consider success, because it's different for different people, actually.
True. Very, very true. All right. So we got 2 votes for, wait, did I choose? What did you chose?
I said 1.
Number 1. Okay. And then I haven't chosen. And then I did not choose. Sylvia and Brandon said number 3.
Okay. Well,
so
we got 3. We had 2.
We need a couple more votes. Oh, Tina said dancing, consistency, and learning. That's what she considers success. All right.
Okay.
So I actually was gonna go with number 2 too. So let's just do number 2, and then we'll table number
Well,
3.
we're not gonna literally do number 2. We're gonna talk about number 2.
All right, so
Wow.
right. All right, so who would like to start? Nicole and Jason, would you guys like to start to talk about what do you consider to be success as an entrepreneur?
I'll start first because he definitely goes longer than me. But I consider success is basically getting through a rough time, like downtime, when your business isn't like that, because everybody's having everything's going good and when the money's flying in. But how are you going to do the time? And it's slow or it's not coming as much as it used to, like through that rough patch, and then trying to basically like find other ways to, bring the money in more. I think that's successful if you could get through that time period.
For me, I think it's the ability, whether it's up or down, to be able to provide, protect, and nurture yours as an entrepreneur. Because if you do those things, in the uptime, if you're smart with your business, you'll be able to save, put away for the rain. So when those down times come, you're able to provide, you'll be able to protect yourself, to nurture your business and help it grow. If you, properly and you do those things ahead of time, whether it's up or down, you still should be successful to a certain extent. Any man that's able to take care of the house, hold down the family, provide, and pretendly, I feel like being successful in their business.
That was awesome for that. Elana, you look like you wanted to go ahead and jump in.
I was looking at Marcus to go.
So, automatically, people think of success and they go straight to money. When, I think success is a little bit deeper than that. Money is always great, and being able to provide and being able to do all of that is always good. But I believe success is being able to do what you want when you want to do it and having the means to do it. Because it's funny. Some of us go out here and make all of this money. You make 6 figures and you are still struggling because, you still can't live that lifestyle that you are attempting to live. So when you are truly successful, I believe it's when you live the lifestyle that you want to live, and you're comfortable being able to do it. It's not really like faking the funk. You know what I mean? And you got the big house, but your house broke. You going on you going to all these places, but then your vacation broke. But when you're able to go on vacation, and then you come home, and on the ride home, you're not wondering, man, are those lights cut off? Is the cable cut off? Man, I have my phone still on. You know what I mean? So when you can go on vacation and you riding back home in your car and everything is as you left it and you ain't worried about nothing, that's when I feel like you are really successful. What you feel like?
I think success is the fulfillment of your passion. I think the teacher is just as successful as the principal, is just as successful as the janitor, is just as successful as, the politician where the school is. You know what I mean? It's I remember one time we were looking for a house years ago. I was looking for a place, and a lady recommended a trailer park. And I was so insulted. Like, lady, I ain't gonna never live in no trailer park. Except you pass trailer parks and people live in there. And they are just as happy, we hope, as the person in the mansion. So it's really not the title or the money or the occupation. It's you feeling fulfilled in what you do and able to sustain what it is that you want to do.
That's exactly, you kind of took the words out of my mouth, because I was thinking about it as I was writing it down, and I'm like, you know, there's a lot of successful people in the world, but they may not be success according to what the world says success is. And when I think about it, success to me is something you don't mind waking up for every single day, regardless to what it pays you, because the reality is the life fulfilling part. It's the people you help, the people whose lives you change, the families you change, the opportunities you provide for others. And that's kind of how I feel. And I think sometimes we have to get back to that, because the human side is exactly what Marcus said. You start measuring. At the end of the day, I don't want to be looking to see if the light's still on. So you do start measuring it, but nothing compares to the messages you get from people that say, I'm so thankful that I ran into you, or I'm so grateful that I said yes, or whatever those things are. Nothing's more fulfilling than that. And that I don't think you get there without sacrifice, because then the reward could not, like, I feel like the sacrifice comes before the reward. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel about it when I really started thinking about, and I like what Elana said, or about passion too, mm-hmm. because, and I'm gonna give myself a minute, because I really want to come up with this quote that Steve Harvey said, and Elana and Marcus, one of you guys, maybe you know it, but he said, you're not gonna get paid from your passion. I gotta remember it, but it was really good. I'm gonna think about that. I'm actually gonna Google it while you talk.
Okay, well, that's good. And actually, I do remember him saying that quote.
Mm-hmm. I want to get it right.
Right, but what I'll say about success, what I consider success as an entrepreneur, there are different levels and branches. Is being successful as an entrepreneur. You guys said a lot of them. But what I'll chime in on, and what I think as an entrepreneur in being successful, is duplicating yourself into someone else and seeing that person grow as you were successful. Mm-hmm. Nothing is more gratifying and satisfying than seeing the tutelage of how you are teaching your students. I mean, as an entrepreneur, as a coach or whatever, you do have people looking up to you, and you do, for instance, my sons, I want them to be entrepreneurs. And so the success in me would be to have my sons gravitate to the same kind of success that we're having. That lets you know that they're paying attention, they're learning, they're getting it, and they're duplicating exactly what it was that you did to be successful in that thing. So that's what I think. I think duplicating whatever you were success in, duplicating that into others, and then seeing them rise up and doing the same thing and being just as successful, if not more than what you were.
Thank you so much. And building off that, when you think about it, and I'll just swing this around too, who are some successful people in your life that you've seen that put a mark on your heart or your mind to make you determined to be successful? And I'm just gonna talk about my mom. My mom, to me, was the greatest example of success. No high school diploma. She had to drop out. She was the youngest of 13 children. She dropped out of school to take care of her sisters and brothers. She grew up, and at some point she was raising herself at some point. And then fast forward, she ended up getting a position at the U.S. Post Office in Chicago, in which she was a mail clerk there for the longest. And then when she, several years after, she became an elected official in the union, the Chicago Postal Union. And from there, she was the Secretary of Treasury for several years in which she had to be elected. And she obtained so much success against what everybody would have thought of somebody that dropped out of school at in fifth grade. And so that was my biggest example that I knew I could do anything and I could be anything just by watching her overcome every single obstacle that came her way. So, Marcus on the line, or you want? I'm sorry.
I'll pick someone probably as close to me as possible, and that's you. Because, and I'm not saying that for no brownie points or anything, but the reason why I'm saying that is because you show the true sense of agape love. I see you love on people no matter what, no matter how extreme, no matter how bad or anything, you love on people till your heart can't love on people anymore. And that has, to me, that's a success, because I know a lot of times that I can be a little brash and rough around the edges. But just kind of like seeing how, you connect with people, how you do for people, love on people, that has actually taught me how to love on people better. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Didn't expect that.
I know. Throw a little wild card out there every now and then.
Okay. Marcus and Elana, examples of people's success. Oh, I love this one. I know both of you all have.
So I'll let you go first because I could talk about it. So go ahead, you can go first.
Okay. Man, God gave me people along the way to be the light post of, what do they call that? What's the thing? Lighthouse, to be the beacon to direct me of what that example was. And they're innumerable. I've had so many people, for years I was in recovery. And so sometimes it was the person that was 20 years clean. And then the next day it would be the person, the newcomer, the person that was one day. And that was a measure of success. And then, just the evolution of what I went through with that and different ways that people experienced healing, and just professors that I had. Man, it was years I was on public assistance. And the girl that knew how to get that Amwick and the Christmas gifts, and you get the turkey, and you go over here, they gonna get it. I mean, I had different people along the way to be that example of what success was, and then how to take that and turn it and do it to a greater level and capacity to find that purpose that was where I was at that time. So to all, and I mean, there's so many, I don't know where this video is going, but man, for those who were with me and know those stories of crawling through the carpet, we won't get into that. And from on to getting through the crossing the graduation stage, from being a high school dropout and a single mom and going back and getting degrees, I've had people to bless me along the way. So to all of them, I say thank you. To the social workers, to all the ministers and pastors and families and churches, the families in the church who slid envelopes to us with no name on it to make sure the kids were okay. We've had so many examples of success and people that have loved on us. That's how we got here today.
And so, I talk about him a lot. And, my person that I look to for success is my old man, because I could just remember us being on 127th and Union. We're in a city like everybody else, except we would get in the car and we would go over to Lansing Municipal Airport and go to my father's Cessna airplane that he owned. And I can remember me as a little black boy in the cockpit of an airplane, 10,000 feet in the air, actually holding the yoke in my hand and controlling the airplane,
It's called a yoke.
Yeah. So, and I remember, hitting the throttle and taking off and all of that, you know, and looking at my father like, man, that's something, you know. I can remember when, you know, knowing his story about being a high school dropout and then just changing it around. And I can remember us then moving from 127th Street to 247th Street in Crete, you know, and that's a whole lot of blocks, you know what I mean? And then we went and pulled up to this house with columns in the front. And it's like, man, you know, you look at Pop and you say, man, we just came from right here and look where we at now. And then I remember, you know, coming home from college, you know, and I, you know, my father and my mom, they moved. So they came and picked my sister and I up from the airport, and we go to this house, and he says, well, we moved. And he pulls up to this house in Flossmoor, and he tells me, you know what, our next door neighbor is Kendall Gill, you know, the basketball player. And, you know, then I walk into this brand new house. It's got a swimming pool and jacuzzi on the inside, and chandeliers and all of this stuff all over the place. And so now I'm remembering, you know, 127th Street, that was nice because we got a little addition built on the house and we thought we were big time. Then we moved to Crete, and then it was like, wow, okay, this is great. Then you get to Flossmoor. And so you just look at this guy and you see the drive and the hard work that he put into it, and just the continuous growth to now, you know, the house that he's in now, my wife calls it the museum house. You know, it's got all kind of different floors. It's got all kind of different everything, you know, and just to see, you know, I saw it, you know, I saw the real started from the bottom, now we here, you know, and, but, you know, in seeing that, you know, that's a lot of pressure on the brother too. Cause it's like, man, you know, your parents want you to be better than them. And so it's like, man, how do you get better than that? You know what I mean? And so, but it's always good because I always, and especially now, you know, coming up, he didn't have a whole lot of time to explain stuff. You know, we saw him making money. We didn't really know how he was making money. We saw it happening. But now I'm thankful as an adult now, trying to turn into my own entrepreneurial role, to now be able to hear the real stories behind the scenes of what's happening. And, you know, and you guys have heard some of the stories, and he's to a point now where he wants to tell everybody a story. And, you know, so just to be able to look at him and to be able to follow that example, I mean, that's a success example I'll never shy away from.
That is awesome. And I have experienced part of that, that success being at Anthony Manor. Such a blessing. And I appreciate you guys sharing your blessing with us. All right, the Sierras.
As y'all was talking, I'm thinking, inspired me and who I consider successful. And then, you know, listening to what y'all said, and I was like, you know what? A really good success in the making story. By no means am I being braggadocious, but I'm going to talk about myself. You know, 37, I've been through a lot of things that I know a lot of people have never been through and probably won't go through in their life. To be able to sit here today and able to say that is a success in itself. So, without getting into too many gory details, I've been through some things, and one day I met somebody, and you know, you meet somebody and they don't really affect that very moment, but it comes back around and you meet them again and things blossom. I went through some things in life. I did I changed my mind. I said, you know what? I want to do good. I want to be a better person. I know I'm a good person, not a bad person. I just made a lot of bad decisions. And, you know, we all been down that road. And I met this young lady that just saw such good potential in me that I believed I even had in myself. So even though me, what Nicole saw in me that pushed me to want to be successful. So, like I said, I'm not trying to be braggadocious. Look at me, I want to pat myself on the back, but I say it because I feel good when I can say I did a 180. Because a lot of people say they do a 360. If you do a 360, right back to this point, right back to where you started. So a turnaround is 180. So I actually did 80. I haven't looked back since. And with the help of my wife, and I was able to see that I was a better person than I was playing myself to be. So, you know, as an entrepreneur, as a proud father, I have multiple businesses, things that's functioning very well in our life. I'm proud to say that because people I grew up with, a lot of them homeboys, they're dead. 25, 30 years in prison. Like, it's guys that I played in the sandbox with that are in prison because they killed somebody else over nonsense. And I was on that same path. And I got off that train at the top. So I'm proud to say, like, I'm a success story in the making. And hopefully my kids, they'll never know that. My kids will never be able to say, my dad did this, because this was all pro and born. But I will tell them when they're understand, so they can say, this is where dad started. This is where dad is at now. What dad do. So when dad is no longer, y'all can take that and run with it and do whatever you want. So with the help of my wife, I'm becoming the success story I want my kids to look up to.
We cry.
Wow. Wow.
So while we were sitting here, you guys was talking, I was like, who am I going to talk about? Who am I going to talk about? And I turned to him. I'm like, who are you going to talk about? Hear me? And, you know, so like, I want to talk about you, not knowing he was going to talk about himself. But my mom, I wanted to bring her up. It's going to go into him. But my mother, single mother, and she made it happen. And when I say I never wanted for anything, like, I kind of was in a bubble. Like, his lifestyle I only saw on TV. I never seen anything like that. So it was like I went from seeing a mom that we never had to really, like, she went to work every day and just made it happen. And so she made it look very easy. So when I do it was kind of like second nature. Like, I'm gonna be just like mom, so I'm gonna do that. But when I met him and like his story, I'm just like, oh my goodness, I saw that on the movie. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I knew it happened, but actually, you know, me with somebody that, like I said, like, if he didn't, Lord knows what he now. So I'm very proud of him for changing, for, you know, making the right decision, for seeing what I saw, because I saw it when I met him. I saw it, but I didn't really see it then. But like, to see he now, like, I could tell that he's like, yeah, like, I can be this, I can do this because I'm actually doing this. I'm really proud of him.
Good.
Wow.
That's good.
Wow, those are some amazing stories. And we are truly grateful for everyone that has come across our path and encouraged us, and people that we're able to encourage. So it is, looks like we've been on for 33 minutes. We're trying to keep, we're going to keep the program to more of 30 to 35 minutes. Thank you so much for chiming in. Please, please, please like, share, and comment on this video. And give us a 1 if you're just catching it for the first time. And let us know where you are, where you are chiming in from. Let us know what city or what country, even, since we have so many friends and family outside of the country. Let us know what city or what country this is reaching you at. And we ask you to share this so that it can help someone you're connected to. You are couplepreneurs, and there are other couplepreneurs out there, and we just want to reach people. We just want to address situations and issues and provide some type of enlightenment that we may have and have a good time. So meet us here every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, where we will be here. We have, I think, 3 or 4 entries for next week of an additional couple that will be on here as a guest. So we're going to look at those. We have a little small questionnaire for them to fill out. We'll look at those, and then we will make a selection, and then we will have a guest on here next week. But again, thank you again, Jersey in the building. Thank you so much for joining Couples in Business, and we will see you right here, same time, same place, next week, Friday. Because I thought you was gonna say something.
No,
you know how
that
I be feeling your energy.
No, this a wrap. I mean, this is episode 6.
Episode 6. I'm so proud of us. Thank you guys for being committed to the cause, and we appreciate all our viewers. Have an amazing night.
If you miss one.